Assalamualaikum. My name is Adam and today I will be explaining about the hydraulic brake in motorcycles. Hydraulic brake is one of the applications of Pascal's principle. In an enclosed fluid, pressure is transmitted uniformly in all directions throughout the fluid. So in this context, in the hydraulic brake system, pressure is transmitted uniformly and it acts as a force multiplier. Therefore, when a small force is applied on the brake pedal, this will produce a large force at the brake that causes the motorcycle to slow down and stop. Hydraulic fluid. So in this system, a hydraulic fluid is needed to transmit the pressure uniformly from the brake pedal to the brake. So the brake fluid or hydraulic fluid, it functions to transmit the pressure throughout the system equally. Oil is used as the hydraulic fluid because it is incompressible. This ensures that it can transmit the pressure uniformly. Other than that, oil also has a high boiling point. This means that the oil can remain as a liquid even at high temperature. Next, how does a hydraulic brake function? So in a hydraulic brake system, the brake fluid is used to transmit the pressure from the brake pedal to the wheels. When the brake pedal is pressed, the piston in the master cylinder will apply a pressure on the brake fluid, and this pressure is transmitted to each cylinder of the wheels. So in this diagram, you can see there is a master cylinder and the pressure is transmitted to the slave piston, which is at the brake in the wheels. Next, the pressure causes a pair of pistons to press against the surface of brake disc or brake drums. So from the master piston, the pressure is transmitted and this causes the piston to push against the brake disc. And it comes in contact and therefore there is friction. So the frictional force between the brake disc and the piston, it will cause the motorcycle to slow down and stop. There are two types of brakes that are used. The first one is a disc brake and also a drum brake. So in the disc brake, it consists of a disc and also the disc pad. And the drum brake, on the other hand, there is a piston inside it and it also uses springs. So the disc brake is used in the front wheel while the drum brake is used in the back wheel. So in the braking system, the pressure is transmitted uniformly to each cylinder at the wheels, causing the pistons to push the brake shoes to press against the surface of the brake. So as you can see at the front wheel, we have the disc brake. So when the pressure is transmitted, it will produce a force and the brake pad will push and press against the brake disc. So this friction will cause the disc brake to reduce and eventually stop its motion. However, at the rear wheel, which is the drum brake, when the pressure is transmitted, it will produce a force on the piston inside this brake drum, and there are brake shoes inside of the drum brake. So this piston will push the brake shoes to come in contact with the surface of the brake and also producing friction that will cause the vehicle to slow down and eventually stop. Next, what happens when the pedal is pushed down? So here we have two valves inside the master cylinder. I have labeled it as valve A for the compensating port in the diagram and valve B as the fluid inlet port. So when the brake pedal is pushed down, the valve A will close and the valve B will open. So therefore, the hydraulic fluid will be pushed into the large piston and it will rise up. What happens when the pedal is pulled up then? So the valve A will open and hydraulic fluid from the large piston will enter into the small piston and valve B will close. Next, here is an overview of the whole system. There is a master cylinder and also a slave cylinder. So when the brake pedal is pushed, there will be a force in the master cylinder that produces pressure, and this pressure is transmitted uniformly throughout the hydraulic fluid to the slave piston. And when the piston come in contact with the brake disc, then there is friction, and the friction will slow down and stop the vehicle. Lastly, why is it dangerous if air bubbles are trapped inside the brake fluid of the braking system? So if air bubbles are present inside the brake fluid, the fluid will become compressible. This may prevent pressure to transmit uniformly throughout the fluid, and therefore it will cause ineffective braking effect. That's all from me. Thank you.